Chapter 9 Runes of Andorhal. Whilst Commander Istan and King Khan are busy about clearing out the undead infesting the outskirts of the western Playlands, Pyralis has rendezvoused with the forces of Tessarion, a dead knight in service to Stormwind, in order to reclaim the city itself.
Tessarion, it is good to see you again.
Where is the commander? Where is this candor I have heard so much about?
Everyone always asks about the commander. Isn't anyone ever glad to see me? They are clearing out the scourge north of here. If we work quickly, they should meet us right as we recapture Andorhal.
I see. Then we had better get started quickly. The undead have got us stuck here outside the main gates. We can't bring our air superiority to bear. The Scourge have too many gargoyles in the area housed in, based on what my scouts tell me, 3 spires to shelter them when they must turn to stone. If these were to be destroyed, it would force the gargoyles away, and we could swoop in.
That's where my men and I come in?
Precisely. Andorhal's walls have many gaps from neglect and war. There should be one at the end of the pathway behind you, granting access to the undead's operations, without drawing too much attention.
I had better get moving then.
Ooh. Alright. Dead knight. It's another micro stage. Yay. Whoa. I kind of need that priest, so restart. This is painful. Also, yeah, not a fan of Tessarion's voice. Voices, to be more precise. Dude has more different voices than James Bond has had martinis.
Don't stop! It's a trap!
Okay, he is maxed out. That's fine. The trap should only trigger once. Don't! Got an extra troop. Nice. Heal. Goddamn Scarlets. They attack me more than they do the goddamn undead. Suppose we made enemies of them, but still. They should be lusting at the chance to kill goddamn... undead.
War. I just wanted peace.
Like, there's seriously undead over here, and they're busy ambushing me. Hey. Scarlet, they got their priorities all askew. It'd be fun if you could raise whoever's buried there. There's also an issue with the whole, like, you know, it's a running theme in WoW in general. It's not this campaign, but, you know, it's hard to take death seriously when resurrection's on tap and healing is so generous. Like, there was in Season Discovery, Scarlet, there was two forces of Scarlets fighting each other, and one force sent a spy in to infiltrate. They got found out, tortured terribly, barely made it out alive somehow, passed on the news, and died. And Scarlets, I'm not joining in. They barely passed on the news and then died in the company of like 6 different paladins, any of which that could have cast holy light, none of which who did. And they didn't even like specify like, oh, the wounds were such that not even the light could heal them. No, just they didn't even bring up even trying to heal the guy. It's just weird to me. Hmm. Damn it, you. Well, at least I got my cause +9 back again. Like, I get there's probably some like player gameplay, you know, separate, you know, player story separation. What's the phrase? Ludonarrative dissonance. I suppose there's probably a bit of that going on, but honestly, on some level, it would help if that was outright stated. Yes, you do have resurrection abilities, but they're for player reasons. They're not a story thing. You know, just outright say it. I can't leave a healthstone behind. It's just a very handy tool. Even if I'll be passing it off to one of the other heroes. I'll probably give it to Kandor in exchange for the shawl, if we get to play as him. And this guy next mission. Let's hope I can actually finish this campaign, huh? And it doesn't pull a legacy. Well, you know, whatever. Might stop and get food. Kinda hungry. One, two. +6. They really want to make up... no. Make up the others being deleted to me. So close and yet so far. If only it was a different type of caster, he could have hit that. Just blizzarded it from outside. Engage. Goddamn Scarlets. I suppose earlier was the one time we've seen the, one of the few times we've seen them actually fight undead. The AoE on that is pretty minor. Thankfully their bubble only lasts 5 seconds. Raise the Scarlet's friends and family. You have my axe, my bow, and your brother, as the meme goes. Foiled. Like I've said, those do turn up in WoW, but in various forms, but not under the Scourge. In fact, kind of an enemy of the Scourge. So it's interesting. It's just interesting to see. Annihilate. Okay. I'm gonna stop for a mo. BRB. Hello, folks, and I've returned. It's been hours. I feel kind of cruddy. So let's continue. One of the things bothering me right now is that Mott may have gotten that copper, man. I've talked about it before at length. I fucking hate mods. Like, they can look nice enough, but they're idiots. And, like, they all too often like to fly my fucking drink. Or my face after landing on the ground. Or, like, when we had dogs, they had difficulty going outside, so we'd have incontinency pads, puppy pads, inside for them to use. We'd clean them up and move on. Sometimes before we even get a goddamn bag, there's a moth flying over to the pad. It's like, goddamn. So, you know, you don't want them landing on anything and then your cup. They're no better than flies. So, I'm drinking from the other side and just gonna stick it to be washed. I needed this drink. It's full on headache here. Woo. Dead remnant. Adept, thankfully. Putrus? Spellbound. Run. You. Now this guy is way too powerful. We do not engage. Wait here, Mo. Heal up, and then we'll move. So yeah, full on headache. Skull's throbbing. So yeah, I'll play a bit, try and distract myself from it while the tea gets to work. As long as this doesn't turn into the final mission of Lordaeron's Destiny. Oh, Legacy. Keep getting the two confused. I'll be fine. I do still feel bad for tilting as much as I did there. In that episode. Ooh, nice. Thank you. I'm tempted in, is there any... Yes, there's some priests here. I can easily get them to join my bout by running a wounded guy down, then running away. They, if done right, would follow me the entire distance. I'm actually mildly curious if there's none over this way. Because, like, within universe, it's just like down the road is Tyr's, not Tyr's hand, Uther's grave. I really hope I start off with all his funds when I get control of his side. Why wouldn't you upgrade a tower? You know, I rarely do ever use arcane or cannon towers. Weird. I see it here, but not here. Like, arcane do a better range. Equal firing speed, equal health, just lower damage. Much lower damage. Their main gimmick is punching mages and casters. Heroes. They'll do like an extra 10 points of damage and burn off 10 extra mana. So like they are useful there because heroes with their magic power are an issue. While meanwhile cannon towers do have greater range by a bit. Oh, actually, their fucking cannon towers are equal? They're just better than guard towers. Thought they were better still. They do high damage, but it's not a hit scan. It's actually a projectile. So you can somewhat dodge it. It's also slow and it does splash. So if you have a tower line, it will start aiding the enemy in taking out your defenses. Guard towers hit air and ground, hit fast, do good damage, and don't assist the enemy. I'm glad there's no actual pressure to this mission. It's, kind. But yeah, I feel tremendous pressure in my head right now. Like, it's kind of like bulging above my left eye. Just been off as of late, and this is just an aspect of it. Nothing over here. It's kind of odd in that way. Let's see what way they go. I'll have to be quick to cancel. Seriously, you fuck? It's not paying his troops. My god. Oh, that's new. The hero's attacks also become ranged when attacking air and reduce the effectiveness of healing and regeneration on enemy units by 35% for 3 seconds. I guess it's because they made that one sword give splash. But yeah, I've never seen orbs being altered like that. But yeah, the AI voices do kind of leave the campaign down. Beyond the AI voices not sounding the best, they don't give the best of deliveries. Well, some of the AI voices, the voice themselves is fine. Others less so. But the deliveries are typically kind of poor. Typically. And it does leave the dialogue down. Ooh. Like, it's hard to tell how good or bad a line is when it's delivered poorly, you know? It's, it just gets a bit messy. Okay, this seems interesting. Let me have a look over here. Knew it. Engage. Nothing. Well, to some degree, I imagine you can still tell if a line's good or bad based on delivery, regardless of delivery. But it really hurts your ability to take the line in. It hurts your ability to take the line in, especially when it's a big line. You're listening to it, and even if you're trying to read along, the bad delivery is kind of, tainting it. So I'll need to rewatch, say, the scene there with Kalia and read the lines out myself, put my own intonation to it and whatnot, to try and actually sound it out myself. I know I'm not a fan of a number of Istan's lines; they just sound odd to me. But again, it could be because I dislike the voice and the delivery. Could be just that. Am I making sense? Basically, simply put, I find the AI, like, just looking at the campaign, I like it, but I do find the AI voices leave down the writing. Some of the voices, the voice itself is good, but the delivery is bad. Or in some bits is bad. But in others, the voice itself sounds terrible. Like, I do not like Istan's voice. This guy, the wizard guy's voice, is so-so. I don't mind Gardon. Sorry, not Gardon. Kandor. I don't mind Kandor's voice. And Sylvanas is halfway between not Sylvanas and Sylvanas. Like, she sounds off, but there's something right about it. But, yeah. But maybe it's been too long since I've heard Sylvanas. It probably has been too long. My eyes hurt. But, it's hard to tell, like, how good writing is with the AI voices. Delivery really matters to how you appreciate the lines. Like, if I was just reading it myself, then I feel I could give it a more honest appraisal. But having the AI giving a questionable delivery really does take away from it. Like Gardon's speech in the last cutscene, that was Gardon, Kandor, given his speech in the last one, sounded fine. You know, that actually sounded reasonable. You know, but then Istan afterwards, no, that sounded a lot weaker. So, yeah. But yeah, I just find it hard to judge it with the AI voices, because they just aren't good, you know? I like the campaign, but the AI voices really do let it down, and it makes it hard to judge, say, the writing because of it. Some bits of the writing sound off. They sound weird to me, but I'm not sure if it's just the AI voices, you know, messing with my assessment of the writing. You know, it could be more the AI voices doing the reading than anything else. So it's hard for me to be sure. I'm gonna check something. So, I think I was coherent. I think I made sense there. I'm really paranoid of... Whoa! Of course. Could you move? I'm gonna try and kite and kill this fuck. You know what? Everyone back to base. We'll do it with just this dude. But yeah, I hope I came off clear enough in what I was saying. I don't want to sound like a prick, you know? Like, I like the fucking tree. I like the campaign. I think it's interesting. It's just fun seeing more Warcraft, you know? But I do find the AI voices let the writing down, and it's hard for me to judge quality of the writing based on it. We can leave him to regen for a mo. I think he's fucking building armor. It really feels like he's not someone you're meant to fight right now, but I feel like that's... if you don't fight him right now, you won't get to fight him, you know? Run. Lift. Hoorah. That counts as tunic. Hero's armor by 5, intelligence by 8, agility by 4. Oh, that's cracked. Jesus. Yes. Oh, actually, Knight, while you're down there, go grab one of his clerics. We'll bait him away. May as well get some extra healing. But yeah, hopefully I made sense in all that. I'm sure I did. Like, I find it hard to judge the writing with the AI voices because like some of the voices I'm just not a fan of them. First, and then there's bad deliveries. It just makes it hard to sound good. You know, you can have the best of dialogue in front of you, but if you read it terribly, people think it's just outright dreck. They'll think it's shit. It doesn't matter how good it is; it may not shine true, given the bad reading. And vice versa. If you give a great reading to some shit lines, people will think it sounds better than it is. It's like the funk. Ever see the Russian Badger? I think that's his name, Russian Badger. The dude really likes Plastic Man. People are saying if there's a live action one, he should play him. I can kind of see where they're going with that. He leashed. Maybe it's because of line of sight, the trees. Shame. But he did one video, one skit about funk, where he says whatever, and then plays the music afterwards, and it suddenly sounds like a great idea. Yeah, basically it's the same way. Like if you give a good enough delivery to bad lines, you may actually sell them. But if you give a bad enough delivery to good lines, then people are demanding a refund before it even purchased. So that's how I feel the AI voicing has done for the campaign. It's random tent. Okay. Terrible idea, frankly. The Scarlets might have been there. Would explain a lot. But and he's here. I know I dropped a healthstone for it, but my god, I had to get that. So the campaign itself has had some rough points. The showman's thing was very rough, and I find it hard to call the quest with Tyr's hand. It's not Tyr's hand. Why do I keep saying that? Uther's tomb. I find it hard to consider that quest optional, given how important the artifact is. You cannot beat the mission without that artifact, and the mission thereafter without that artifact. Being able to heal your whole army on tap like that is vital. It's basically a mandatory quest. It's been listed as optional, but it should have been mandatory. And you're like locked with that item because like you fuck yourself over if you ever lose it or destroy it. Which, as you've seen, is something you can do. So like there is a few like rough patches to the campaign and whatnot, but in general I found the campaign fun. I've enjoyed it, but it certainly doesn't have the difficulty spikes like the previous campaigns had. It's a much smoother experience, you know. I do feel like the showman's thing would be easier if you had heroes rather than standard troops. They're just so frail, you know. That's it. If you had like think Belly and the Beast. If you had hero versions of troops, it'll be cleaner, you know, less to manage, and they're tankier and more able to they make up for there being less of them. If they had that kind of thing going on for it, it would be just smoother. But that's a different idea. So I recognize not wanting to do that, you know. But I do always love when they remake, when modders remake the WoW dungeons into levels within Warcraft 3. It's awesome. I really love it. And it was a creative idea. It was creatively done. It just was rough. But it's been like one of the few difficult parts of the campaign so far, and it's still a lot gentler than, say, the ogres were in the previous campaign, or the final mission was in the previous campaign. So, I can't really complain too hard. So yeah, I've overall enjoyed the campaign, but I can't really comment on the writing because of the AI voices. Some of the writing has felt a bit stilted or off, just like a weird phrasing, but it could be more because of me hearing the AI voice saying it than anything else. It's biasing me. So, like, the one thing that keeps sticking in the back of my head was the Scoutmaster saying, like, there's 3 ways from Durnhold. This way, this way, and this way. And it's just like, yeah, he already knows that. Get on with it. But maybe she's just being thorough and proper. But never did explain why not to go to, east into Arati. Never did explain that. Well, I suppose that's a different kingdom. That's Arati. This guy is a Lordaeron noble. His claim is to Lordaeron. Then again, is where he's set up in Lordaeron? No, it's not. It's in Alterac. So he doesn't really have caucus belly to those territories. The only claim he can have is that he's reclaiming them for humans from enemies. That's his only claim, and to be honest, given the war between the Horde Alliance and other forces, I don't think you need much more than that. And I do think Istan did the right thing by, by siding with Kandor. I keep on saying Gardon, but I do think he did the right thing by siding with Kandor, because Kandor, like, Kalia played dead for like a decade at this point. This is set in Kata. Oh yeah, the point I was going to make before, maybe the reason why they didn't land in Silverpine was because of the undead, moved south. And securing that territory that happened in Kata. Maybe that's why. But I have no idea. Beyond guessing that. Let me rephrase that. Remember when they were docking their ships in Terraceville? Maybe they docked in Terraceville rather than Silverpine. It's because that Forsaken moved south. There's too many forces there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But yeah, Kalia played dead for decades till Kandor. For like a decade or so, till Kandor started trying to reclaim her homeland, or the neighboring country, parts of her homeland, and then she was like, yeah, it's mine now. This time made the right move. In some ways, she's more opportunistic than he is. Like, Kandor is a bit of an... I know he feels sleazy, but at the same time, he hasn't done anything to actually provoke distrust. Like, I think he is... Well, Kandor, I think, is candid. Well, maybe candid's the wrong word, I just wanted to say it. I do feel like Kandor is upfront, He's, but he may not have been honest about his aspirations of crowning himself king, but... He, you know where you stand with him, basically. And if you were going to take, like, his skill set to be representative of who he is, like, reflective of who he is as a person, he he literally has a move that makes the enemy focus on him. You know, he's the king taking to the battlefield and taunting the enemies. He's playing tank. And he's the you know, flag bearer of water on here. He's saved my army on so many occasions. I can't help but see him as literally, you know, a man for the people. Don't run through the slaughterhouse, that's unhygienic. But yeah, if his abilities and toolset are anyway representative of who he is, then... Ooh, it's in its own faction. You know, if his abilities and toolset are representative of who he is, then... Well, it's certainly a good look for him. He's a tanky guy who draws the enemy ire to him and away from the rest of his men, you know? He leads from the front and wants the enemy forces to break upon him, you know? Obviously, you probably can't put too much like story weight on that idea, but I know I like the idea of it. Like that you can tell a bit about the character's personality through their abilities, you know. You know, protector of his people, basically. Keep thinking, that's the same effect for charm. So I keep thinking I'm charming someone, and it's like, wait, what? I'm always taken aback. Hoorah. Nice.
Undead base, destroyed all that's left is to kill Araj the Summoner, so-called ruler of Andorhal. Not that there's much left to rule. He is said to be an incredibly powerful lich, so we need to make sure his death is permanent. Smashing up his phylactery should do the trick. I've heard the Scarlet Crusade were able to steal it not too long ago. We should try and hunt them down. The Skies Ward should be able to wipe out any opposition we find. I should probably be careful with it. I'm surprised Thessarian has let me play with his new toy at all. Heya.
Oh. Flak fire. Each flak burst is 200 damage. Nearby enemies. Oh, okay, we aren't getting control of it. We're just moving here. And Thessarian notably has less forces now. Weird. of these held up well. Wonder if there's anything for killing those, because there was a hero among them. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. I'm not redoing things. Let's press on. That's probably anti-air attack. That's his ground. Goddamn. And it passively regens. Okay, that's solid. So, no, it didn't take much damage at all, actually. But gargoyles are pretty solid anti-air fighters. They actually kind of suck killing ground units, but they're great against anti-air. Again, against other air. But they've chaos towers there. Apparently that's slow. Oh, no, it must be those. Maybe that's its anti-building and that's just everything. No, maybe that's its anti-air. I have no idea. Yep. Oh, you again. Or is it just because they've only one Scarlet guy? Flak fire. Yeah, you brought spears to a goddamn airship fight. Flak fire. Sorry, mate, but I'm gonna have to give you a bit of flack for this. You goddamn bastard. Fine, fine. Advanced Death Tower. Does chaos damage. I wonder if they killed him or did he get away? They killed him.
That should be the phylactery destroyed. Araj's mortality has now returned. Let's destroy him once and for all.
I wonder if you could set it up for like a witch to like they have to resurrect from their phylactery. Make them regret resurrecting. I know, like lodge them inside a wall. Remember seeing it in something. A guy could like regenerate So they had a trap set up to literally bury him inside rock. And so he would heal indefinitely, imprisoned inside a wall. To be fair, given a powerful enough enemy, you just want them dead, but... Oh no, make them suffer a bit first. I need to remember I got a goddamn airship here. I'm not exactly... Oh, he's actually gearing up an attack wave. I'm not exactly a weak combatant here. I've got a pretty hefty beat stick in my hands. Hit him hard, hit him quick. Ooh, well, that's messed up. I think it's prudent to try and clear out as much of this place as I can. Because you never know what I'll find around the corner. Don't know how I feel about seeing the animation there.
Our forces are under attack.
Heal! Oh wow.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh. Beautiful. Forgot I could do that. I remember seeing someone complaining about the RPGs being declared non-canon by Blizzard. Were they ever considered canon? By the time I started caring about WoW lore and looking into it, they were already marked, at least on the wiki, as non-canon. So... yeah, I've no real understanding of them. I think they did have some good ideas in them. Like there was like a, I remember there being like a high elf leading a resistance movement in the Plaguelands, trying to harry these scourge forces. To be honest, like they did play a little with the idea of like, why are the scourge stuck in the Plaguelands and not pushing out? You know, it's not like there's any great encampments. There's the bulwark, which is a shit show, and then there's the alliance equivalent, which is just a few tents and a broken building. There's no reason for the Scourge not to be pushing out. Like Blizzard did make a massive world and were running out of development time, so they couldn't expand on things. But yeah, I think it's just that. But oh, it just hurts to see. Some netting. Break him. Not sure how much longer we have to wait for that to be sent out. Baron Fellblade. Okay, move back a bit. ahead. Sup? Pull back. Dumbasses. Heal. Rest in peace, dumbass. No, hero's already dead. You gonna do anything, mate? No, I don't think he is. Oh no, Baron Fullblade's just fine. Ooh. Ah, damn it. These are the immortal variants. I've seen that move recently. You can fire on move! Oh, fucking hell. That's awesome. But yeah, I've seen that move recently and it was not the immortal type. This ain't quite the Yamato, but it is... It fucks about as hard. More Scarlets. Oh, that was a waste. Are you gonna move out? I don't think he is. I think I remember someone complaining about some ally doing nothing. I may have been Tessarian here. So, Raj here has fingered that, eh? Delightful. So I think in all honesty... Whammo! Ooh, might be of death. It might be of pain, which is, you know, markedly weaker. Ooh, Puetius. Doesn't look like he's gonna send anyone out. Doesn't look like he's training anything. He doesn't look like he's doing anything.
Our forces are under attack.
Damn it. My forces are gradually bleeding down. Well, I have older saves. I can Call on them if needs be. Probably those or nothing.
Our forces are under attack.
Nice. Huh. Feels like they're setting up bases for me to work from for, like, next level. I'm judging you harshly, Tessarian. He had a sister in a Northrend quest, and he acknowledges her. But then he made a remark that he has no family left in another quest. They apparently had him acknowledge that yes, the sister lives, but no, I don't count her as family anymore because I'm a Death Knight. It just feels like a shoddy, you know, attempt at, like, you know, fixing their fuck up and forgetting he had family. Was that guy here last time? I know he was.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, you know what? Engage. I didn't intend for this to happen, but oh well. Just try and drive them on towards the Scourge. See what happens. While my forces have diminished, I don't think I really need to worry too much about losing. I still feel very stompy, as long as these fires don't engage. Seriously? Come on, come on, come on. I always overestimate the range on that. Because it just feels like a fuck you button, you know? This fucker's fully healed. Of course he is. Engage. Do it. Do it. Do it. Pull back. Pull back. Our witch in Andorhal.
Congratulations, Peralis. The city is ours, and just in time, too. We have already began reconstruction efforts.
It will be good to see it once it's rebuilt. Any sign of Istan and Kandor?
I've received word that they are arriving as we speak. Let us go meet them.
Lead the way. My friends, you have arrived. The city is ours.
Victory, to be sure. But now the real battle begins. I had to march my forces double time the entire journey here to buy us as much time as possible.
Buy us as much time for what?
I have received word that the Forsaken have already made preparations to march on Andorhal and attempt to take the city. We have anywhere from a few days to a few weeks before they have an army large enough to enact their plan.
That doesn't leave us a lot of time. We'll need to be pragmatic. I say, we fortify the eastern section of the city as much as we can and create a defense in depth. The Forsaken will tire themselves against us whilst we make precision strikes to eliminate the sources of their power and troops. In particular, the Valkyr that Sylvanas will no doubt have leading the assault.
A sound plan, I agree.
As do I.
It doesn't really matter what I say, to be honest.
I do like Paralis.
Hopefully we can restore this city to at least some of what it once was.
Given that you're gonna have to gut every building, burn it down, and rebuild everything, I question that. Unless you can get Chromie to fix the place up. Also wonder how different, like he claimed that he sailed from Shoalmance over to there and then like, it's to skip Andorhal. Given that there's those bridges there, like I wonder how different the world is in this campaign to what we see in WoW, you know? How viable that sailing would be. Unless he just meant they took small boats and not like a grand, larger affair.